Evel Knievel. School would be talking about it. And sorry about the thing. That's my TV. Oh, Dad, my mom.
Top 10 rated shows of all time, including the number one highest rated show.
That's not you guys or me. That's the TV.
And he was the pioneer. Evel had so much fun.
Say hi. You want to leave a like?
Start with you. The jump that really defines your dad,
When he thought Snake River Canyon, he said he'd do it. He tried it. He was unsuccessful, but my dad was a survivor, and he lived to jump another day.
well, a man who always takes a second chance. Travis, and I know you've studied Evel Knievel. This was a man who helped into what you do now. So what does it mean? What did you
The show's
learn
gonna
from
start
Evel
maybe
Knievel,
here in a
the
few
legend?
minutes. I don't
Evel
know.
was never afraid to fail. And I think so many people are afraid to live. They're afraid to try something that they really want to do, and they die regretting. Evel never had a regret that I could see. He went for everything. And when he said he was going to do something, he was a man of his word.
Well, you are a man of your word, but we do have to go back and take a look at really the jump that started all of this. It's the 1967 Caesar's Palace fountain jump. Let's take
Wait.
a look at that.
Is this you, Thomas?
The Caesar's Palace fountain jump that put Evel Knievel on the map has become as much a legend as Evel himself.
This is the most iconic jump in stunt lore. In the history of stunts, this is the one. And it's the one because Evel never landed it.
The injuries he sustained were so serious, he spent the next 29 days in the hospital in a coma. It almost killed him.
Couple femurs, both ankles, punctured lung, wrist, concussions, skull fractures. You know, that's a pretty stiff menu.
The fountain jump became the holy grail for future stunt performers. Many tried and many failed. And still to this day, over 50 years later, the only people who've made it used a modern FMX bike or jumped a much shorter distance.
Everyone else that tried on one of these motorcycles crashed and got seriously injured.
Gary Wells and Super Joe Einhorn, both of those guys crashed, and that was the end of their careers. Even today, after nobody's made the same jump.
Yeah. Look at my new hoodie.
Bike. But it is going to be very difficult with the run-in that I have to figure out how to get that machine to the speed that I'm going to need to not get wet. It's going to be the scariest moment of my entire life. over a month is a solemn reminder of the consequences Travis faces tonight. We have the world's best medical team on take. They're prepared for the worst. Every precaution has been taken. There are no guarantees, and the man who knows that is the man joining me right now. Travis's personal physician for over 20 years, Dr. Thomas Dennis. Dr. Dennis, well, we don't have all night, but just give me a list of some of the injuries we've seen that Travis has sustained over the years.
Well, Matt, it'd be easier for me to give you the list of things he hasn't sustained. But starting from the bottom up, he's fractured and dislocated multiple bones in his feet. He's broken both ankles, his tibia, his fibula. He's taken out every ligament on both knees a couple of times. He's fractured his pelvis. He's separated his spine from his pelvis. He's bulged disc in his back. He's broken his wrist and dislocated a couple of times, most recently about 6 months ago. Fractured his elbow, clavicle 3 times, and that doesn't even account for the over 40 concussions that he's had.
Unbelievable. Now, you just talked about the wrist. He broke his wrist 6 months ago. These impacts are going to be tremendous. What impact is that wrist going to have?
Baby!
Well, I just saw him before.
I didn't realize my big sister was naked.
He's actually doing pretty well. He's had enough time to rehab it. But he's
Emma! Hold on. I have to keep this down because I will get
What kind of effect are these impacts, these landings going to have on his body?
What's up?
Well, as you know, Matt, that bike
Leave
is
a
heavy.
like, subscribe if you're
It's not
new.
the bike that he jumps with. It does all
Oh
the
my
other
God.
things. So something has to absorb that shock.
Oh, I
And it's
think
obviously Travis's body. I mean, he's going to take the impact through his musculoskeletal system, internal organs. I mean, there's a lot of damage. This is the landing on it.
Don't even talk about it. Well, another factor is the weather. And to talk about that, we have ABC's chief meteorologist, Ginger Z, here with us tonight. And she's with Kimberly. Let's go over to Kimberly right now.
Thanks, Matt. Now, Travis and his team have had their hands on every aspect of the show leading up to tonight's 3 jumps. But one thing that they cannot control is Mother Nature. And joining me now is ABC's chief meteorologist, Ginger Z. Now, Ginger, what weather factors can affect tonight's jump?
Hello, please don't
Everything,
leave.
really, Kimberly. This
If
is
you're
such a
new,
big thing
subscribe,
for me to be a
leave
part
a
of. I'm
like,
so pumped to be
say
here
hi
because
in
I'm
the
passionate
chat.
about the atmosphere and forecasting it. You all are so passionate about this, and they come together in a very important way. So I'm getting updates every 5 minutes from the airport from McCarran, and right now the temperature is 106. The wind speed west-southwest at 6 miles per hour. That means, orientation-wise, he'll be using it. It'll be to his back over this first jump. Keeping that in mind, it's only 6 miles per hour now, but earlier today we had a frightening moment where just in this spot it was a 33 mile per hour wind gust. This time of year the Southwest has monsoon flow, monsoon thunderstorms. You can have a storm 10, 20 miles away, and the outflow from that can cause gusts to come right here. Looks right now like the radar is clear. This first jump should be good. Just a little breeze, but I'm telling you, there's so many other factors, and the night is young. Well, let's hope it
That's
stays
what
like
he's
that
jumping
now.
right there.
Let's send it to Seth, who is a special guest at the roundtable.
Thank you, Kimberly, and I can report that if heat rises, it's about 115 up here at
In my pants.
at the round table underneath these lights. Our next guest is Bob Sorakonich. Sorakonich.
You had it earlier
I
today,
said it
man.
5 times. I'm like, don't do it wrong, Sal. If Ginger Z is passionate about the atmosphere, you, sir, are passionate about wheels and engines. As the deputy online editor of Road and Track magazine,
Here's my
you heard
hoodie.
that Travis
Here,
was
let me
going
take
to
it
do
off.
this on the Indian Scout FTR 750. What were your thoughts?
Sal, when Travis told me he was going to be doing these 3 jumps on this Indian motorcycle, I thought he was crazy. I still kind of think he's crazy. This bike is not meant to fly. It's a heavy motorcycle. It's almost twice as heavy as the motocross dirt bikes that you usually see for stunts like this. And that means it's hard to accelerate, it's hard to launch off the ramp, and it's even hard to just bring it to a stop after he's landed. But this is the modern day version of the kind of motorcycle that Evel used. And Travis knew that if he was going to pay tribute to Evel, he had to do it on an American-made motorcycle with a V-twin engine, and that is what this bike is.
Stickler for the details.
Exactly.
Carrie, let's say that this was thrown at you. You're a man who's been riding dirt bikes and motorcycles. You build motorcycles, street bikes. If you were told, hey, why don't you try this on this bike, what would be the first things that go through your mind?
Well, the first thing is that I'm about 10 years past my expiration date, so I'm a little old now to be doing that kind of stuff. But from Travis's standpoint, it's it would just have to be like you hit the nail on the head. Travis is going from jumping a 200-pound motorcycle with 13 inches of travel to a 340-pound motorcycle with about 4 inches of travel. So it's just the characteristics of how that motorcycle is going to work.
There's my new hoodie.
All right. Well, we're going to take a closer look at that bike in detail when we come back. But first, we are going to take a look at something else. History is kicking off its car week, and we're going to take a look at muscle cars, the story of cars that have been burning up the pavement in America for a long time.
See? Here's my new hoodie. Oh shoot, something's flying. There's some race cars flying. Leave in the chat if you want to see that. Because right now I'm just showing my hoodie. Say, just show me it.
Those cars are so cool. GT500, that's the holy grail. Camaro, it's a vicious animal that eats muscle.
Everyone that's been joining keeps leaving. I don't know why.
People just being fast isn't enough. You want to be the fastest person on Earth. Rivalry between France and Belgium invented land speed racing.
Once you set one record,
Somebody else comes and beats it.
one thing goes wrong and it could mean your life.
You're trying to get to Mach 1. Speed of sound. If we don't get the record now, we may never get it again.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
I'm gonna make the live stream later.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
This burger speaks American.